Greatest defense against aging is muscle. Muscle is medicine. Muscle is medicine.
73% of adults are either overweight or obese.
At age 40, if we don't do something about it, we start to lose up to 1% of our muscle a year. That's not the bad part. The bad part is we're losing our strength, 2 to 4%. We're losing our power.
30, the literature says we've probably maxed our bone out. We've probably maxed our muscle out.
The greatest weapon we have against aging, blood sugar, or weight, anything that goes on in the body is muscle.
As men age more in a linear fashion, whereas women, we have a definitive point in our late 40s, early 50s, where all of a sudden things go to shit.
Muscle is so much more than looking good in a bikini, although that's a plus. It's so much more than athletic performance and movement.
Muscle is your organ of longevity.
Higher the amount of skeletal muscle mass you have, the healthy skeletal muscle mass, the greater your survivability against nearly any kind of disease.
That was the biggest mistake I ever made, was to not lift weights when I was younger.
Obesity at its core is a disease of the muscle.
And here are the crazy, wild statistics. Age 50 to 60, 11% of the people age 50 to 60 have sarcopenia. That means they don't have enough muscle.
You hit the age of 65. If you fall, which is pretty likely, and you break your hip or your femur, the long bone in your leg, there's a 15 to 30% chance you will be dead within the next 12 months.
This is all preventable stuff.
The more healthy muscle mass you have, the research is clear, the greater your survivability against nearly every disease.
And unless we really invest in growing more muscle the rest of our lives, like if you choose to be sedentary the rest of your lives, you peaked at 30 and you're using it the rest of your life, right?
Starting at age 65, 50% of women are going to break a hip, break a bone. 50% of them are going to die from it within the next year.
If you don't understand that it's not about, I don't want to bulk, I don't feel like training, I want to look lean, I want to look skinny, but you're not thinking far. You have to realize that muscle is the only thing that's going to make you age young, age gracefully.
It's much earlier than you would suspect. If you suspected maybe 50 is the age, maybe 60, no, too late, not too late, much harder. Right?
The idea is not to be old and stay old at 90. The idea is to be healthy at 90, to feel independent at 90. It's not just to be 90.
The more muscle you have in your body, no matter what age you are, what decade you're in, the more you burn in a resting state. It's that simple.
If you're worried about aging, then you should be worrying about your muscle composition, because that's what's going to allow you to stand up like this when you're 70. Instead of standing up like this at 70. That is what's going to help you. It's only muscle.
Muscle is medicine. Muscle is medicine.
There's a huge difference between men that train and men that don't train. If you look at men at 70 years old and just see the difference of how they can pick themselves up and down, walk very comfortably. They look like they're 40. You see amazing body composition because muscle is the organ of longevity and it will keep you young.
Whatever it is that you're fighting for, the more healthy muscle you have, the stronger your capacity.
And I can't tell you how many emails and DMs I get in a day from women who are like, I'm 46 or I'm 47. I'm putting on body fat. I don't know what's going on. I can't sleep.
Survivability comes from the health of skeletal muscle.
Where I really tried to get women to get into the heavy lifting and get into the patterns of polarizing their training, not putting an emphasis on zone 2, just really looking at how am I polarizing, how am I affecting my central nervous system.
I don't want to be 90 and feel like everybody needs to help me and I can't stand up by myself. I want to be 90 and self-sufficient. And the only thing that's going to help you get there is eating properly and muscle.
This is all preventable stuff.
How are we still struggling?
This is all preventable stuff.
So that's why muscle mass matters so much.
Because muscle is the organ of longevity.
Muscle is medicine. Muscle is medicine.
What's up, guys? Welcome to our Sunday night weekly. What we're doing now is we're working on an every Sunday night checkup. We want to do a checkup on everybody from the week before, and that's those who are in our challenge, those who are in our app, or just people who are following our community. And then we want to go over a few things and teach some stuff. And then what we want to be able to do is give you a clear plan for the week coming up. So make sure if you're here, I see a lot of you already have said hello. Say hello. Let us know where you're from. If you're already in our program, awesome. Glad you're here tonight. You're going to need it. You've had a busy week. If you're not, welcome to the page. I'm Alan Branch, my wife, Olinda. The short version is we've owned 4 commercial fitness facilities, been personal training a very long time. We're parents of 2, grandparents, 3, our new daughter-in-law, and grandparents of 3. And basically what the mission is for us is to help people over 40 understand and sort through this ridiculous maze of confusion that there is when it comes to fitness and weight loss for our age demographic. So Olinda's going to start this today with we call it throwing rocks gently. It's not personal. We're going to start today with a reel that I saw because just like yours, my reels are flooded with people teaching exercises. And today's there was a girl and she said, if you're over 40, you want to tone up your arms. And she had 2, maybe 5-pound dumbbells. And she was doing a row kickback like this. And it literally looked like that with no strain, no effort whatsoever. So Olinda, let's start with this. Cute little exercises, cute little routines done by 25-year-olds. Do not create change. Go.
So listen. Number one, a lot of those people aren't your age. They are just talking to you, pretending like they know how it feels to be 45, 50, and so on. We know how it feels to be that. But the biggest thing is you have to add some stimulus to the muscle. You have to add some kind of weight to that muscle to get it stronger. We all walk around with those bat wings that everybody hates and things like that. And everybody's always there trying to give you advice on how to make it stronger. But if you don't add any weight, if you don't add any stimulus to it, then there's no force that has to be done for you to do these straight arms or kicking back or anything like that. So you're not going to get stronger. So that is the key thing. You're not going to be able to do it with little 5-pound dumbbells. I always remind people, a gallon of milk, big gallon, 8 pounds. If you're walking around carrying 8 pounds and you can put it in the fridge, then you should not be carrying 5-pound dumbbells trying to strengthen your arms when you already pick up an 8-pound gallon of milk and put it in the fridge. You need to go higher. You need to push yourself to make your muscles grow and get stronger. It's the only way you're going to get stronger.
So let's take it into application. And today, one thing that we thought about, we know that there are, we've noticed this, starting in about 10 years ago, we started preaching that muscle was the most important thing, needed to restore your metabolism. We put together this program. We have people doing it over the last 10 years. We have thousands of before and after testimonials, but now it's all the rage to talk about what we were talking about 10 years ago. The big problem is everybody's talking, nobody's showing the solution. So that's what we want to do tonight. We want to go over some detailed solutions on how to do this stuff. And even if you've been doing it for a while, Olinda was in the car with me today. I was getting a refresher course with a world famous doctor, physiologist, exercise scientist, bodybuilder, listening to his stuff. I want to know that we're up to date and current. But let's start with that little example. So let's say that you could curl 5 pounds and it was a challenge, okay? Or you could row, because she did a row. So let's say you could do a bent over row with 5 pounds and that's a challenge, okay? Your biceps aren't going to be able to handle what your triceps aren't going to be able to handle what your back can handle, and vice versa. The tricep, if you look at Olinda, even though she's got some serious guns, the tricep muscle represents the back of the arm. That's the simple version. A rowing motion represents the lat, that huge muscle on your back. You can move way more weight with the lat than you can doing a little tricep extension. So it logically doesn't make sense to work out with weights that are the same for all muscle groups. So I saw another girl also with a 5-pound dumbbell doing a row like this and said that's how she got her body toned. Guys, there's no such thing as toning. First of all, when we use the word toning, it is a marketing term. There is no such thing as toning. The muscle can either build, you can build muscle, you can stay the same as you are, or your muscle can atrophy over time. You can lose it by not strength training. That's it. There's no such thing as toning. So the focus has to be on strictly building. Now, if you're new on the call, you're not used to hearing this kind of stuff, we're going to pound it into you until you understand it. Basically, exercise overall is work. You have strength work and you have what's referred to as cardio work. Both forms use your muscles, right? So if Olinda's going to run, she uses her muscles. She does a jumping jack, she uses her muscles. If she does a bicep curl, that's using muscles. If she does a squat, that's using muscles. Both forms of that will elevate your heart rate, but only one form of it will build muscle mass if done correctly in strength. And that, of course, is the strength version. So if you're over 35 now, the research is showing you're losing 1 to 3% of your muscle mass per year. Everybody all over the internet is saying that now, but nobody tells you how to fix it. Here's how you fix it. Okay, so you're losing 1 to 3% of your muscle mass per year. Obviously, you got to start doing some work. Stop worrying about all the supplements. Stop worrying about whether you're going to do an ice bath or an ice hot tub, a cold bath. You're going to take a certain supplement. You're going to have to do a little bit of work. Here's what the work looks like. Let's say Olinda, let's grab a band. And we're going to put Olinda in a band, and this is not the correct band for what she's doing. This is for demonstration purposes. And let's back up just a little bit. And let's put her in a squat position. So she's going to step on the band. I'm going to put a light to make sure you guys can see her well. She's going to step on the band first. She's going to make sure that her feet are secure. Her feet are secure on the band.
So I've got the band right where the arch of my foot or arch of my shoe is.
Now she's going to hold that band. She's going to sit back, go into a squatting motion, pause at the bottom, take 2 seconds, and come up nice and slow. Now, this is just a rudimentary basic squat motion. We want to explain a couple of things that you can learn here. This can apply to a machine. It could apply to dumbbells, a barbell, whatever. This is our style of training. We're going to go slow because we want the muscle to move the weight, not momentum or inertia. And hey, we want to protect your joints, right? We want to protect your joints. So we're going down nice and slow. We're pausing. We're coming up. So here's the basics. Olinda's going to do this exercise for 90 seconds. If she can last for 90 seconds, this weight is too light. It's not enough to provide a stimulus. If she can't last at least 40 seconds, we're going to say that weight's too heavy. She's going to have to go down a little bit because we want a sweet spot of lasting in the beginning somewhere between 40 and 90 seconds. So let's say that this was challenging to her and we're getting near that 90 seconds and she's starting to get tired. This is what it should look like. She starts to fatigue. Her breathing will pick up. Heart rate's going to increase. Legs may need to start to shake a little bit, but she's still good. She doesn't need to stop yet. It's going down and up. Now, let's say she goes down on one, and on the way up, she can't keep her form any longer. It's time to stop. She's going to let that band down. It's going to stand up, and she's out. So what she's done is she went to momentary failure. That's how much work it takes. So now, let's do the example of a push-up. So we'll just use the bench. Let's say she's doing a push-up. And guys, this is if you are in our program. If you're not in our program, if you work out at Planet Fitness, wherever it is that you go, this is what you can apply. So she starts a push-up. It's 2 seconds down and 2 seconds up. There is no hurry. We are protecting the joints. The goal of the movement is to find fatigue, reach momentary failure. We've got to do enough volume to stimulate our muscles, right? So this is the pace she's going to do it. Now, let's say we're going to skip ahead into the future, and let's say that Olinda's getting tired here, and she's going to go down, and she's going to feel it, and her form starts to break a little bit. She can't maintain form. Time to come out of there. She's done. Okay? Now let's grab a band, and let's go to a rowing motion. We'll do a standing bent over row. So she's going to stand on the band. Now, guys, we've got this entire series and plus all of our other the 12 primary exercises that we're doing in our 30-day challenge, of course, but we want to give you something you can work with. So a bent over row, she's going to be flat back. She's going to lace that band around her feet, get a good grip, and she's going to pull that band slowly up by her sides and squeeze and then come down. So let me step in a second. Keep going, please, Olinda. This is in direct opposition to what you see online. One red flag should be any influencer that doesn't talk. All they do is demonstrate a move and pop little bubbles in the air. That's a red flag because you can't explain what you're doing. The next thing is anybody that's able to just go through this motion like this is getting no stimulus from the movement. They are making a video to get views. They're not making a video to show you how to accomplish something. You have to understand that when media influencers aren't looking for your results, they're looking for your views. So they have to show you things that are cute and eye-catchy and the cute pair of shorts they're wearing or whatever it is to get your attention because the exercises really most of the time aren't very valid. In this situation, it's not flashy, but she's going to fatigue. She's getting a great stimulus on that muscle. And when she's done, let's say she reaches failure here, she can't get it she's done. And that's how you get stimulus on a particular exercise. And what we did there, Olinda, the big three. What is that?
That's the squat, the push-up, and the row. So you have a level change where you're going up and down. You have a push. It's going to hit your chest, your triceps, and your shoulders. And you have a pull. It's going to get your back and your biceps, also shoulders.
And here's the problem. And guys, real quick, while you're here, need you to do us a favor. We are broadcasting today on our Facebook main page. So make sure you click the love button, put a comment down below, say hey to somebody. The more interaction that we get, the more people Facebook will show this video to. And we're just trying to help, putting out information. Now, if you've been training for a while and you're not getting results, you're caught up in doing crazy boot camps, you're doing crazy circuit training, you're catching every shiny object workout, and that's what you're going to do, and then you're still frustrated with the same 10, 15, 20 pounds, trying to give you the solution. It's not fancy, but it's brutal effective and gets crazy good results. And what is that? Slow down, focus on building your strength. 12 to 20 minutes. We are now going with 4 to 6 days a week of strength training, and then we're alternating muscle groups because we really want to build that muscle up so you have a better metabolism. When the muscle's built, you burn more calories when you're not working out. Now you can see your muscle, and that gives the appearance of what we were talking about before, toned. So there's no such thing as toning. Can't tone up. You can build. You can burn fat. You can look lean. And I want to know, hopefully, there's nobody here that's on this, but hopefully none of the women are confused and think that if they lift weights, they're going to bulk up. This is one of the biggest myths in all of fitness. It is literally impossible for a woman to bulk up. And if you ever got up one morning and thought, I have too many muscles, you can always slow down. It's never happened. So your focus, the girls that have the most pleasing aesthetic are the ones that are in the gym lifting, not the ones who are doing cardio. So Olinda, you're really good at explaining this. And I think everybody needs to hear this over and over, especially if weight loss is your goal.
Well, first, let me address, there are some women that look big, muscular, and they lift a lot of weights. And it's not because they're lifting heavy weights, but it's because they're taking supplements to make them look that way.
Oh, yeah. You can cheat your way into being big.
So if you walk around, we're saying a woman can't get like that, but we're saying that naturally. There are women out there that can get like that, but that's because they are taking extra supplements.
Some things that may or may not be illegal, and that is their goal to be that large.
For their goal.
Okay. So now with the weight loss thing, typically with weight loss, guys, for every 5 pounds that you lose, up to a pound or so of that could be lean muscle. So
now they're saying 1 to 3 pounds can be muscle, and that just depends on your activity level. So how can I put this? All the people that are out there taking fad diets, pills, or shots and losing weight, but after they've lost weight, then they just look very weak and feeble. It's because not only have they lost their fat, they have also lost their muscle. And again, every 5 pounds, 1 to 3 of it is muscle. It depends on you. But if you go out there and lose all this weight and you don't do anything to strength train and anything to maintain that muscle is gone. And then if you decide that you're done and you're going to, go off of whatever you're taking or go back to eating the way you were and you gain the weight back, that muscle's not coming back. The only thing that's coming back is fat. So you lose 5 pounds and let's say 2 of it was muscle. So you really lost 3 pounds of fat, and then you go back and you gain 5 pounds of fat. And it just becomes a vicious cycle to where when you weigh, let's say you started out at 160 and you fit into a certain pair of pants, and then you've gone back and forth on that cycle, losing, gaining, and then you're back to 150, but you can't fit into that pair of pants again. It's because every time you lost muscle. Every time you gained fat, and fat just takes up more space. You're not going to be able to fit in those jeans anymore. You're going to have to get rid of them and buy bigger jeans because you got more bite on you. That's what happens.
And that basically your metabolism is slowed down. So if you want a fast metabolism, put the little fire emoji icon in the comments. Just put the little fire guy. Okay. And again, look, guys, this is all to help. Like today I thought about it. I was like, you know what? Everybody's copying what we were doing 10 years ago. That's great. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to quit talking about it and we're going to explain it. And then we're going to show you what to do. And here it is. So first thing is to focus on strength. Now, being involved in a program is more detailed, of course, but you can get started with a squat, a push, and a pull like Olinda demonstrated. You can do it with a band, a dumbbell, a kettlebell. You just have to know how to get the right stimulus. That is the word to understand of the day. The word is stimulus, to know that I did something that's going to cause the body to change.
A stress would be another word.
A stress. Good. That's right. A stress or a stimulus. Applied stress is what a stimulus is. Appropriate applied stress to your muscles. So if you want a fast metabolism, I want to see that little
fire.
Yeah, the little fire icon, put it in there. And guys, what we're doing is we really want a lot of people on our page. There's 215,000 now, I think, who follow this page. So I want to get this information out. We're going to take the time to make it. We want people to see it. So just comment with that if you want to see that. I see you, Sherry, with the little fire icon. Okay, so next thing we're going to talk about is the nutrition side. And then we're going to review what our clients have done this past week for them. We want everybody to listen in so they can hear what's up and then tell them what's coming up for the coming week. Now, first key, do the work, okay? Don't be scared. Getting started. Look, I've softened a little bit on the understanding side of things last few years because I see the frustration of people that are brand new. I used to work out, can't really do it now. My back hurts, or I injured it working out. I don't trust the trainer, or I've let it go a little too far. What were you saying?
I got COVID and
I got COVID and I got out of shape, or I let it go a little too far and I'm afraid I'm gonna hurt my knees. Look, we get it, right? We get it. 100% understand. We're with you. What we want you to understand is the inactivity is making it worse. So we have to create a way to get you started, get you doing some work that you can do at your level. If you don't have any limitations, we start you at one spot. You've got some limitations, we start you at a different spot. But you got to put in your mind and make a choice Hey, I'm going to have to do a little bit of work, right? Start out a little bit of work. So Linda demonstrated the squat, the push, and the pull. If you do not understand how to do those three, please put a comment in there. We'll shoot you a little training on it to make sure you understand. You can always rewatch the video. You take those three exercises, you do them for 90 seconds. If you last 90 seconds, you need to increase your resistance. If you can't last 40 seconds, you need to decrease your resistance. Do that. That's an incredible way to get you started. If you need modifications, ask us. Okay.
The biggest question we get is, oh, I can't do squats and lunges anymore. My knees are bad, or things like that. So our answer to that is isometrics. Do a wall sit. You're still working those muscles. You're not grinding the knees.
So you want to, real quick, let's just demonstrate that. So an isometric, guys, if you're brand new, an isometric movement is one where the muscle doesn't move. So her example is perfect. The wall, just use our bag there. She's going to sit down into a squat and hold the position. So what you want to understand is this is old school, like you got punished in PE. It's actually very good. You can control it. You can put a stability ball behind you. You sit down in that position. The quads are flexing. The muscles are engaged. There's not any stress really on the knees. She could hold a weight if she got a little stronger. And then if she gets able, she could hold more. But that's a simple way of starting to strengthen your legs. Hey, think about what we said. You want a result, you got to do a little work. How are we going to get you doing the work? By starting you at something you can handle. Now, you're a little more advanced, we're going to go a little harder. But when you're starting out, that's where you got to be. Now, the next thing, and real important for me tonight to get this across, because we want you to know what to do, right? If you have any fire in your gut that tells you you want to accomplish something, stay with us, because that's what we want to do today. The next one is protein. So how much protein?
Well, that depends on everyone's weight, but we're not going to get picky about it. Go 30 grams of protein per meal. And if you do that, you're going to do something good. That's the best way to start. Now, if you eat a minimum of 30 grams of protein first at every meal, we call that protein focused. That is step one towards your goal. 4 ounces of protein is about 30 grams. It looks about like 2 scoops of ice cream. It's not that much. Don't eat the ice cream. 2 scoops, 4 ounces. Your goal is to get about 1 gram per pound of body weight. You goal body weight. So all of our guys and girls that are in here, why don't you go ahead and put in the comments, what is your favorite, your number one favorite protein go-to source? What's your number one favorite go-to protein source? Put that in the comments. So what's yours?
What's mine?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So I would probably go Wagyu. So Wagyu.
Mine's salmon.
Yeah, Wagyu burgers are insane. But I mean, I'm Wagyu, I'm bison. Probably any sort of burger is mine. You knew that.
Yeah.
You just wanted him there.
Exactly.
Okay. So here's what we got so far. New people, listen up. You got to put in some work, right? What's the work going to be? The work's going to be some emphasis on strength. We're going to start with a squat, a push, and a pull. Then we're going to turn our sights toward being protein focused. If you eat the protein first, you're going to have the resources for the body to build from the work that it has done. So you're going to do the strength work. You're going to stimulate the body. You're going to feed it protein. Protein leaves you feeling fuller. It gives you enough essential amino acids. It's loaded with vitamins and minerals. It's lower in calories generally, and there's no carbs in animal-based protein. So you go protein focused. I don't want to push you on this because I know some people starting out are like, man, it's a lot of information. No, it's not too bad. Start the work. Eat your protein first. Try not to eat the things that you know aren't food. That's your starting advice. Listen, if you need more than that, we'll tell you how you can get some more in a little bit, but these are the steps that will directly get you going. So you do your strength work, you add your protein focused meals in, and guys, it's magic. It's literal magic when you focus on your protein first backfill with all the greens and vegetables that you want. Leave out those things that we all know are not the best choice for fat loss. Okay. We got to build the muscle. That's our goal. So we have a better metabolism. Then the last thing is something we call your baseline. So Olinda, a lot of people will say they walk for exercise. That's their routine. Why is that not enough?
Because we walk all day long. That's not a workout. The thing is, you got to remember, the whole reason we are trying to help you is to help you build that muscle. Like the beginning of our whole video, we're talking about, lean muscle is longevity. Lean muscle is the best medicine you can have. It controls everything from your blood sugar, cholesterol, immune system, inflammation, everything. So our goal is to build the lean muscle. Walking is not going to build the lean muscle. It's not putting the stress or stimulus on the muscles. It's great as an activity and it gets the blood pumping, but it is not the work that you're trying to do to build the lean muscle. So that's what we call a baseline. Walking is an activity. It's great. Walking, biking, swimming, anything like that is great. It's an activity, but it is not giving you an outside stimulus to help you build the muscle and maintain the lean muscle that you need for the metabolism and everything else we're trying to accomplish.
But it's still awesome.
Right.
So do you want to do it? Yes. Is it important? Yes. But does it replace what the main goal is, which is to put in the work to build the muscle? Absolutely not. It does not. So those are your stages. You're going to put in your strength work. You're going to do protein focused, so you're getting enough resources. And then you're going to do a baseline of activity so that you have a level of cardio training. Does that make sense to guys? If it does, shoot me a thumbs up and let me know that we're making sense so far. And here's, guys, if you're brand new to our page, we have a 30-day challenge that is going on right now. And the 30-day challenge, we're going into week 2, and we're taking new people every week all the way till the end of September. So the first week is done. So if you're interested in the 30-day challenge, you just text challenge to that number. That is actually my cell. And we will give you information on what that's like, because we're starting another round in the morning. Now, for you guys, let's shift gears. And you guys that have been in the challenge, I want to talk to you a little bit. So your first week is down. And in your first week, you started doing daily workouts, our new build series. You had something planned daily. You're getting regular messages from us.
Yeah,
a lot
habits.
You got new habits you're forming. You've got a daily challenge that we're building some strength and building some endurance on. We've got some cool food tracking going on. I want to see some comments on how
you doing?
It's going. So if you love the challenge, what do you think? How's it going? Like we want to know. So the first week has been awesome. We see the activity.
Let me see what the highest score is.
Yeah, let's check the leaderboard and see who's leading. And the way we're doing the challenge, we started new every week, but all you guys that are in it, the first week, you're on that first race to 1,000 points. Okay. As soon as we hit 1,000 points, we're going to reset it and give you a new goal.
Woo, we got 700 points.
Who's got 700? Becky, Nolly, you have 700 points. Let's go. Let me see the whole
We
stack.
got Kathy.
Kathy's in second. Cindy Pembroke's in third. Kim is in fourth. And Olinda's in fifth. Shannon Shipman's in sixth. Guys, this is good. And then you got a bunch in the 490 point range. Okay. Awesome. Keep it up. It's just motivating. Good little challenge within the group to keep you going. Don't have to do it, but it's kind of nice to have something to follow. So key things on the challenge right now, if you're in the challenge. The trio, we really want you to focus on that with that goal of building those numbers up over time. You may not hit 50. You might. You can. You might not. But you're still going to be gaining at least 100%. You're going to double your strength minimum by the end of 30 days with 3 simple exercises. And by the end of that time, you're going to truly understand what progression is and how to build strength.
Another thing you can do is if you can't do, right now we're at 15, we'll move up to 20. But when we get to the higher numbers like 30, if you can't do that straight, like let's say the scoop push-ups or the table makers, you can't do 30 straight. Nothing is wrong with doing 10 of one, 10 of the other, then waiting, later on during the day and doing 10 of one, 10 of the other, waiting on during the day and then doing 10 of one, 10 of the other. And then you got your 30 in throughout the whole day. There's nothing that says you have to do all 30 or 40, or when we get to 50 in a row, back to back. If you can't do that, but you can do, let's say 20, then, do 20 now and 20 later and add it up like that. So you're still getting it in. You're just not whipping it out all at the same, at the same rate at the same time and making it too hard on yourself.
It's progression. So we're building it over time. So this coming week, we have a new series of build. You want to go and talk about the plan for the week?
Well, one thing I wanted to go over was we really trying to stress you guys to, after every meal, take a walk. And one thing we've experienced here is it is raining. Every time I try to step outside and take a walk, it starts raining. And so it gets very frustrating because you eat, then you're like, okay, I've saved 5 or 10 minutes to take my walk and now I can't. So one thing that you can do is that's a great time to do that trio. That's a great time to, okay, I've eaten, I can't go outside and take the walk, so I can do my scooping squats, the push-ups, the table makers, and then you can do another set of them, or you can run up your stairs and down your stairs and then do another set or anything like that. But take that amount of time that you set aside after your meal. If you can't walk, there's lots of other things you can do. So I just wanted to mention that.
And for you guys that are just watching, if you're not part of the program, the trio is a special daily challenge that we put together that's body weight exercises that teaches you how to progress. So if you do our 30-day challenge, and again, my number's at the bottom, just text if you want information, send you everything you need on it. You start slow, and then we have you gradually progressing and building it over time. So you learn how to build your strength. It also includes all the meal plans. You can generate recipes. Everything that you need is there inside of our app. So you guys that are doing the trio challenge, Olinda's advice after a meal, if you can't walk, 3 to 5 minute walk after every meal when possible. If you can't do that, do the trio.
And just remember on the table makers, if it's too much on the shoulders to reach back and have your hands, you can always do it on a bench, or you can lay on your back and do hip lifts. So, there's always modifications for things. So if there's something that hurts that you can't do, let's say, if it hurts your shoulders to do the scoop push-up or something like that, let us know. We can give you modifications, but you can make something easier. The whole idea is that you learn how to progress, and we're adding on. So, if one exercise doesn't work, we can always change it to another exercise, but you're still learning the whole concept of progression and stuff like that. This week, let's see, we did strength today. So tomorrow you're going to do some intervals, and then it's going to be the same thing where you're going to get some whole body strength. And then we're going to work on mobility and some balance and some intervals and the yoga. So what I'm trying to do is alternate days of each one. So you have a day to recover from that heavy strength. If you need modifications on the strength, put it right there in the app, message us. We're here to help.
And so that's if you live need modifications. Tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night is a live session, guys. So you get to take class live with Olinda.
Right. So if you don't do the live class, there's something in your calendar already too, but it will be an interval. It will not be strength because you did strength today. So tomorrow, whether you do the live class with me or whether you do the class that's in the app, it's going to be an interval class and then some core work.
And the class will be posted. The link will be in the app for you to access it. So you'll be able to grab that. And anybody, again, if you're interested in our challenge or if you like the style, if you like how we're talking, you like the this community is crazy awesome. But if you like that and you like the style, just either text me or just comment challenge in the comments and I'll reach out to you and give you some details. If everybody's understanding what we're doing so far, just pop in a thumbs up. And when we're done, guys, feel free to grab. I would love it if you did this, all of our guys. Grab the link, hit share, and share this onto your personal page so more people can see the video.
At least they'll get some answers to questions they might have and get some information that they can use in their own daily lives about the protein or about working out, something like that. They're going to learn something from it. So
that's the goal. So, guys, main takeaways from today. Even if you're already doing this, first you have to do the work. When you do the work, the strength work, it needs to be a high quality of work, not something where you rush through the movements, not something that just looks cute for the camera or that uses a super light weight that provides no real stimulus. You have to put in a good quality of work to get a good quality of result. Then you fuel the body with the right resources in the way of high quality proteins, dietary proteins. When you do that, the body can rebuild. And then you get active on a baseline, something like walking or biking or swimming to keep you at a baseline of activity each day. And guys, that's an awesome way to get started. It's magic when it comes to getting started with a fitness program. So any questions, guys? I want to see more thumbs up. And Richard, yes, I do see you, buddy. More thumbs up if you're understanding, guys. Really want you to be active. If you're here, you should have said hello. Need to engage, speak up. I want to know that you're here. We are turning the corner on connection and engagement, and that is what we want from everybody. Shannon, is the video from last week available? I'll get it for you, Shannon. I have that. I'll get you that video. Any other questions? Anything that you need? Anything that you want to know to get you ready for the week? Again, we are inside of our app. Did I miss one?
Yep. Right there.
Okay, so this one is having some issues with sciatica while walking. So Kim, that would be something that we would want to address. My immediate go-to is going to be your shoes. Like I would want to know what kind of shoes you're wearing. The second thing I would go to is your posture. The third thing I would go to is your walking gait. And then the fourth thing I would go to, and I've let you guys know this, we haven't started it yet, but Kim, you might just be the first victim of this. But we've got one of our really, really good friends, a physical therapist, is going to be joining our team online for training. And what we may do is bring her in and let her assess you as part of one of our videos, do a video assessment and let her look at your gait and see what exercises she would recommend for your sciatica. But for me, those will be the first things. I would look at shoes. I would look at posture. I would look at gait, your walking form, and then we would look at corrective exercise movements. We could do that, but I think also this might be a good time to go ahead and bring Eva in and let her start with some physical therapy for all of our people. And that's something that if you are in our platform, that's just a bonus thing that we're adding in. As long as you're part of the platform, you'll also have access to some trainings from a physical therapist, which is going to be kind of nice. So guys, hopefully this helped. We love doing this. We love taking the weekly time to teach, but we just want to know that you're getting value. So if you're getting value, let us know that in the comments. And as soon as we hang up, just grab the share link, pop over to your personal page and put, hey, great information if you want to learn anything about weight loss, and send it out there. Okay, so tomorrow morning, everybody has an all new week beginning. If you're in the platform, if you want to get started, it's definitely have time. I can send you a link. You can get ready to roll. You'll be in the app and start with your own daily plan for tomorrow. And if not, keep watching the channel. We'll keep providing as much content as we can to help you. And for all of our guys from last week in the app, unbelievable. unbelievable activity. Unbelievable activity, points knocked down, check-ins, everything done. Definitely glad that we took the time to build out the challenge because what I've seen has just been amazing. So you're stepping up and we love it. All right. So
also,
guys,
really quick, I added steps. So instead of 6,500 steps, now I'm asking for 8,000. So we're going to progress on that also.
okay, you got it, guys. There's your challenge. Should you choose to accept it? And you know what? I can tell by what I've seen this week. I know you are. Have a great one, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.